Well, thank you very much. We've come to the close of the meeting, and as is customary, we'll now have to go through a list of necessary thank yous. But one of the big ones I need to give is to Andrea Dara. I think Andrea is new to our meeting. There was a little bit of controversy that surrounded how she came to be. And I must thank my friend Victor Lee from the Pathology Department at National University of Singapore, close friend and collaborator, and his recommendation for Andrea was spot on. I've come to know Andrea over the last few days, and I'm so happy she came, and I hope that you can be part of future meetings, Andrea. So let me just get into this, then I'm gonna Very good. So I also want to thank a few people. I've done all my thanks for the most of the other people. Can we not put this up yet? Yeah. So Michelle and Samuel, you would have come across them in the organization of the meeting. They've been incredibly responsive to every one of my needs, and I think they deserve a round of applause for helping. I know I can be a very difficult boss, but nothing compares to the realization of a successful outcome. Dr. Kawano, dear friend, we met in Memorial many years ago, and he's been a close friend and ally, and he's on my WhatsApp, and I cry to him every time I get a bad case on surgery, and he cries to me when he gets those. So we've been in the trenches, and I'm so happy he would be the chairman of the advisory committee. So thank you very much, Taka. Now, there are a few housekeeping issues. The entire organization, we spent no expense in recording everything, so your presentations, your video, your photographs, you need them for validation of your visit here. You can put them on your website. It's all there. Yesterday's performances are on video, and they've been recorded, and they're all going to be posted on the official website for 3 years. It's a vendor's website, so I'll maintain that for 3 years. Please download as much as you want, use it. It's all yours. Now, I want to come across a few of the changes in the APMSTS format and our constitution. The first thing is you'll notice that the meeting for the APMSTS Advisory Committee was held on the first day. I felt this was an important change so that we could do what I'm doing right now, which is essentially announce some of the changes that we've done to the APMSTS Constitution. The most critical, the APMSTS Constitution, I will host it on the APMSTS website, so you can read through that and you can suggest to us changes. The most significant change to the Constitution is we have changed the membership structure. So we will now have a 2-tier membership structure, and this 2-tier should not be seen as one superseding the other. It is nothing like that. The advisory committee constitutes classically 3 members from every country that represents the needs of the country to the advisory committee, and then we react. The problem with that kind of format is reactions are often very slow, and it takes us 2 years to meet, and we don't get that response. So moving forward, we are now going to move to a 2-tier membership committee. The first would be members of a general nature, and we would all enjoy the same benefits. If benefits come through, there are no specific benefits at this point. But as we get more and more complicated, I can see that financially, as well as in terms of benefits for the meeting, things are going to have to change. You've seen the standards. of this meeting, and right now we are holding our own with all the others. I think the quality of the presentations here have been on par. The discussions have been superior by many of the accountings, even as far as the ISOLs. So I thank you very much. That was an amazing meeting for me. So thank you very much. Now back to membership. We will now have a two-tier structure. Now in the first tier, we will account for an open forum. So for example, in a forum like this, you would voice your opinion and your concerns and your desire for change. How we will specifically do it will be at the next meeting. Look for updates at the website. We will come through with that. Now, as these suggestions come through, we will then table them for the meeting to be deliberated over by the advisory committee, and then we'll come forward. And that will ensure that you have a stake in the organization. And that's actually where we want to go with this. So do look out for the changes. Now, to facilitate that, we need to talk about membership. And it is not an easy thing to do membership because the various countries have various regulatory frameworks for information sharing and things like that. There's also issues with where we put the home base, because there is no home base for the APMSTS. So all of these things we have to sort through. Moving forward, the next step is I will send through the APMSTS Secretariat an email. The email will be structured specifically with an opt-out mechanism. And we will say, do you agree to be a part of the APMSTS membership cohort? If you do not respond, it is an opt-out. If you do not respond, you are automatically a member. That's how we're going to do it, because we cannot wait for people to respond. Number two, within that email, and please be very aware of this specific thing that I'm going to say, within that email, there is going to be a proviso where you agree that by not opting out, and therefore being a member, you agree for your information to be shared with the APMSTS for future publications, for future publicity, and for future information about upcoming meetings or any of the events that we're holding. So that is how we're going to proceed. Next. I'm going to now, I did tell you that we have been doing a denosumab usage profile study. So those of us who are in ISOLs, we were dressed by Bob Grimer on one of the nights or one of the days, and he kind of put forward that there is an alarming trend among us. We are all using denosumab now, and you saw the kind of representation that denosumab had at this meeting. It's unprecedented. This is going back to the days of chemotherapy with the kind of, the enthusiasm that, this thing has become sugarcane juice. Singapore, we're giving it for everything. And that's kind of difficult because we're getting off-label. We're starting to see some of the complications that won't break down with the companies refuse to acknowledge are happening. And so we need to have a better idea of what is standard. And for that reason, this has come up. I discussed this earlier. I showed you this introduction, and it has come. Those of you who have done it already, you can see the little counter. It says there responses 45, and I'll just roughly go through this, and then I'll talk about it. So, mouse, okay, responses. So this thing happens in real time. And obviously, there are a lot of Japanese here, and this is not so important. Essentially, where the location of the information came from is not so important to us as a body. I simply put that in so that we could have a very unique entry per line of data. So as institutions, do not be alarmed, none of this information will be used for publications or anything like that. Save that which is on the website. And your specific information, like your email, will not be used in this capacity. including the initials. Now, the initials are important because we needed to ensure that every entry was unique, otherwise we would get overlapping databases and we couldn't have that. What is your level is again a second level, because obviously if you're using Denosumab user, you're probably a regular user. If you're not a user, then you probably shouldn't be even doing this survey, so I don't know why there's 11% there. So, Denosumab U preparations on this country, Denosumab is actually was marketed by GSK, and it is now no longer marketed by GSK. So for various countries, I know you have these similar frameworks, and that's why you have Prolia, Xgeva, and then others. And you were meant to tell us what exactly you had. Now, you'll notice that Prolia and Xgeva, Prolia would be the 60 milligram variant used for osteoporosis. Now, in a country like ours, we actually started using Prolia first because we were one of the earlier adopters. It came in as a 60 milligram preparation. My experience and many of our experiences here is actually based on the 60 milligram preparation, and then for many of our cases, we just double dose it. Xgeva has only come in at a later time. And that's become the dominant tumor therapy. But you can see, by and large, everyone is coming later. Everyone's using Xgeva now, which is a 120 milligram preparation. As for other anti-osteoclastic therapies, zoledronic acid is clearly the dominant thing, and we never went further with that. We just want to have an assessment: are you having two kinds of drugs in your practice? Now, what conditions?